Oh, Mother,
Deception. Deception.
How was the DAR meeting? Didn't you go to the DAR meeting, Mother?
No. No, I didn't have the strength to go to the DAR this afternoon. In fact, I didn't have the courage. I want to find a hole in the ground somewhere and put myself in it forever.
All right, good. We're gonna go back.
Sorry, I dropped my purse.
It's okay.
There's too many pillows on the...
Let's rewind for a sec. So no more apologies, please. Deal? Thank you. We're going back because you earned it. I want people to recognize I've gone after a few people. First masterclass, yeah, Mary, thank you for being here. This is what preparation looks like. We're ready. So what I want to help to ensure is let's get on the right track. Let's get on the right foot to start. How do we ensure that that happens? Because you've done too much work not to. Where's the bit about the music? Is it?
It's at the beginning that, because it's a memory play, memory was usually set to music, the beginning of the scene says. So I brought in music because the stage direction says the music comes down.
Yeah.
But
it must.
Okay.
It must.
So then I'll do that off.
Yeah, or somebody can for you.
Because it has to be silent?
I was thinking it's
it
part
must
of
be silent. Yes,
Yeah.
it must be silent because of the first moment is it's the fear that a victim has when the serial killer walks in the room. That's the vibe. Says she slowly removes her hat and gloves. She's doing that on purpose for effect because the slower the slower the serial killer takes off the gloves, the scarier it feels. Why? Because they're enjoying the torture, right? Yeah, how are we gonna handle that? Why don't we just do it where you turn the let's just have no music. We'll just skip the music.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's nice. I think it's nice and it makes sense. Or you have to turn it down.
Okay. Yeah, we had that thought where I'm like, no, never mind. I'll go focus on the desk instead because I don't have enough time.
Yeah. So you just have to make time. But that's the thing is I think that we need to have your focus needs to be it needs to be just on getting yourself back to the thing you should have been doing.
Okay.
So yeah.
So do you
we'll
want
just
me
skip
to
music.
start at the glass menagerie then?
Is that where it says she is? What does it say to do?
We start at the glass menagerie. I think that's what it says.
Well,
and then she comes in and I go to the
stage
desk.
says that she's playing
Oh,
with
there's
it,
a lot
puts
of
it in a
stuff.
bowl.
You're seated in a chair.
Yeah.
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 And then I go to my chair, do my pretend like I stare at my typing, and then she
No,
walks.
I mean before that, like there's a whole
There's a
thing.
whole scene.
So yeah, let's just start there.
Okay.
And then if we wanted to do the stage direction, maybe we'd do that next time and we can set it to music, but do the whole thing.
Okay.
Mother, I was just...
All right, good. Let's go back.
Deception.
We're going to go back.
Sorry, I didn't realize we were starting.
It's okay. So, give her some more time to be seated and to try to get to her typing before you come in. And then deception, question mark, deception, question mark, then the gloves.
Okay.
Mother, I was just...
Deception? Deception!
How was the DAR meeting?
Hold on, let her have this moment.
How was the DAR meeting? Didn't you go to the DAR meeting, Mother?
No.
All right, gotta go back. You need a voice, young lady.
Okay. It's hard to be like timid and also have a voice.
Yeah, you gotta get there.
Yeah.
Because people in the back paid to hear you talk also,
Mm-hmm.
timid or not.
Okay.
All right. So, how's it feeling, Mary?
It feels good. We've been working, and I really like Erin.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to be real bitchy with her because,
Sure.
and also the character is an invalid, and my heart is like, oh, I don't want to be mean. So I'm working hard at being, the serial killer.
Yeah. You haven't fallen in love with her, would you say? Or you have? Do you love her?
Laura,
No.
Erin,
Your
Me?
character.
I do love her.
You love her.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel sorry for her too.
Yeah. So why is it you called her an invalid? Why'd you do that?
She's an invalid.
Oh, yeah. So what about your character?
That
Why is she
It's-
so mad? Why is she mad to serial killer
because
level?
she's going to be broke on the street,
Yeah.
and she's the cause of it, and so is Tom
It's fear.
and her husband
Yes,
who left
it's
her.
fear. It's tremendous gut riddling fear. She's so scared out of her mind that she's psychotic right now. And how many people does why is your character's first name is
Amanda.
Amanda, thank you. How many people does Amanda have in her life?
2.
2. 1, she knows, lies to her, sneaks out late at night and does all what they do. The other one, she thinks is an invalid, but at least she can talk to her. She's been lying to you. You just got back from working, getting underpaid, a horrible job, doing all the extras to pay for the thing that she's lying and not doing. It's such a deep, deep, deep betrayal. I feel for all these characters, and I'm also like, I can also look with real condemnation on all of the characters, including the invalid. It's not okay. Now, she may have other ideas, fine, but lying to that degree and allowing your mother to go work while you go to the movies, are you kidding me? I will not defend her. Not one lick of me will defend that girl. So it's okay. And there's a part of tough love which Amanda brings a lot of. Real tough. Hurtful. But that is important, and it whether it's the right or wrong, it's where she's coming from that matters. Her husband died, so her life was just right.
think he just left without an excuse.
He left. Her husband's gone. I thought he died. He left. That's worse. It's worse. Okay. She doesn't have many prospects, right? Right? Our hopes are pretty slim for her. So you've been in both worlds now as a woman. You're, in the most loving way possible, you're trying to correct her and say, hey, you gotta, I won't always be here. And what if I'm not here? She's gonna end up as a prostitute or some other weird thing that gets taken advantage of because she has no skills. However scary it is for you, it's exponentially more scary for her, which is what makes you so angry. Because you're fighting for her life.
Get it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So between the betrayal and the lying and the hurt and the you can see the future, it's like, are you kidding me? Did I ask for much by paying for your school and just asking you to show up? You need to be gnarly, nasty, mad, and have every right to be. Because unlike me, she's on the absolute edge. So I can already get fired up, but she can get fired up. All right? If you don't have a voice, Aaron, I will stop the scene every time and we'll start over.
Okay.
All right. Use your ears, match, and beat your scene partner. Louder.
Mother, I was just...
Deception? Deception?
Wait. Big voice.
How was the DAR meeting? Didn't you go to the DAR meeting, Mother?
No. No. I didn't have the strength to go to the DAR. In fact, I didn't have the courage. I want to find a hole in the ground somewhere and hide myself in it forever.
Oh, Mother, why are you...
Why? Why? How old are you, Laura?
Please, Mother, you know my age.
I thought you were an adult. Seems I was mistaken. What are we going to do now? What is the future? What is to become of us?
Did something happen, Mother?
I'll be all right in a minute. I'm just bewildered by life.
I wish you would tell me what has happened.
As you know, I was supposed to be inducted into the office at the DAR this afternoon.
Did we miss Please Don't Stare at Me, Mother? Did we miss that?
Yeah, she just wasn't staring.
Did I roll
yet,
over
so
that? Sorry.
All right. So, we're dealing with Tennessee Williams here. We really got to pay attention to the stage directions. So let's do that real quick. Shakily, how was the DAR meeting? Amanda, slowly, so over here. Amanda slowly opens her purse and removes a dainty white handkerchief.
Whoops.
Which she
To make my purse look full.
which she shakes out delicately.
Ugh.
And delicately touches to her lips and nostrils. So it's, again, it's slow on purpose. If you, the scariest thing in life is the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
If you answer her questions, she gets some sense of relief. All she knows is you're a race car in a red right now. That's all she knows. And you're acting weird, and that makes it even scarier. So why, we must ask ourselves, there you go. Does Tennessee Williams say delicately, and then repeat, and then delicately touches her lips and her nostrils? That's right, you're doing it to her. Good. Now, didn't you go to the, now, it didn't say anything about moving.
Didn't you go to the DAR meeting, Mother?
No.
Faintly, almost inaudibly. No, no.
No.
Why?
No.
Why? I'm asking you a question.
Because she probably doesn't want to give her that answer from what you just said. She doesn't want to really tell her.
Okay?
She didn't have the strength to go.
She doesn't have the strength to say it. It's legitimately so. Didn't you go? No. You can't believe where I've been. If you could picture hell.
No. No, I didn't have the strength to go to the DAR.
So it's no and then no.
No, no.
Okay? And both of those are faint and almost inaudible.
Even the second no?
Yep.
Sorry. No. No.
Now wait. Then more formally. So now you're going to shift.
I didn't have the
I did not.
I did not have the strength to go to the DAR this afternoon.
I did not have the strength to go to the DAR, period. In fact.
In fact,
So there's no this afternoon.
No, no, no. I did not have the strength to go to the DAR. In fact, I didn't have the courage. I
Okay,
wanted
good.
to.
And both of those are did not.
I did not have the courage. In fact.
No, there's no in fact.
Oh. In fact, I did
There's
not
no in
have
fact.
the. It's not in fact. I did not have the courage.
Oh yeah, that is. Sorry. And that's an exclamation point.
In fact, I did not have the courage. I wanted to find a hole in the ground and hide myself in it forever.
Good. Now give me more of an exclamation point on both of those lines.
I didn't have the strength. I did not have the strength to go to the DAR. In fact, I did not have the courage to go.
I didn't have the courage.
I did not have the courage. I wanted to find a hole in the ground and hide myself in it forever.
Good. Now 10x, just those last two lines.
10 times bigger?
Yep. In fact, I did not have the courage. Big. Scream it.
No.
No, we're past the nose. Forget that. Just go right to in fact.
In fact, I did not have the courage to go. I wanted to find.
Just the courage.
I did not have the courage.
Period. Yeah, or exclamation point. So that's
I wanted
its
to
own
find
thought.
a
Do it again.
hole.
Do it again.
I did not have the courage. I want to find a hole in the ground and hide myself in it forever.
There you go. Now wait. She crosses slowly to the wall and removes the diagram of the typewriter. She holds it in front of her for a second, staring at it sweetly and sorrowfully. This represents what could have been. and she bites her lips and tears it in 2 pieces.
Mother, why did you just... Sorry, Mother, why did you just...
No. Faintly, why did you do that, Mother?
Okay. Why did you do that, Mother?
Why? Why? How old are you, Laura?
Please, Mother, you know my age.
I thought you were an adult. Seems I was mistaken.
Okay, hold up. What's this where are you thing?
It's supposed to be why are you, I assume. That's what I
Why?
assume.
Why?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Why are you? Did you say that?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
I said, Mother, what did you
I thought I heard
just...
why.
And then why are you is the next line after you tear up another
Mother,
one.
why? Why are you?
I need my stronger glasses. I'm doing too much reading. All right.
It's a lot of stage direction.
Help me understand this. Amanda repeats the same procedure with the chart of the Greg alphabet.
I'm
What is-
assuming that's what one of
We
these
didn't
are.
have a
Oh, so there was one on the
So,
wall,
and
and
then
now
one-
there's a second one. Okay.
Why are you...
Why? Why? How old are you, Laura?
Please, Mother, you know my
Mo-
age.
No, Mother, you know my age.
Mother, you know my age.
I thought you were an adult. Seems I was mistaken.
Let's bring her down, ground that voice into very real.
I thought you were an adult. Seems I was mistaken.
Good. Do it again. Put your chin on a shelf.
I thought you were an adult. Seems I was mistaken.
Good. Now stay right where you are, right there. And
Please don't stare at me,
let's
Mother.
go back to Mother, you know my age, and don't move your head at all, Amanda.
How old are you, Laura?
Mother, you know my age.
I thought you were an adult. It seems I was mistaken.
Now,
Please.
wait. She crosses slowly to the sofa and sinks down and stares at Laura. So now, you're gonna wanna make that its own move, where you sink down, and then
And then, like a cat,
you find your prey.
Please don't stare at me, Mother.
so what I was supposed...
Amanda closes her eyes and lowers her head. There is a 10-second pause. Now, Amanda closes her eyes. Wait. Okay, I'm going to do that again. Let's go back to please don't stare at me, Mother.
Please don't stare at me, Mother.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Your eyes are still closed. They have to stay closed the whole time. 9, 10.
What are we going to do now?
Nope. What are we going to do?
What are we going to do?
What is going
What is going to become of us? What is the future?
There is another pause. So I'd recommend not looking at her.
What is the future?
And there's no exclamation point there. I think tap into your hurt.
So
Breathe. Breathe into like someone died.
what is going to become of us? What is the future?
Has something happened, Mother?
Amanda draws a long breath takes out the handkerchief again, goes through the dabbing process.
Mother, has something happened?
Right there.
I'll be all right in a minute. I'm just bewildered by life.
Do that line again. Don't push it. Just allow yourself to really feel it. I'll be all right.
I'll be all right in a minute. I'm just bewildered by life.
Yeah, that's perfect. Now is an exclamation point for you.
I wish you would tell me what has
Says
happened.
Mother.
Mother, I wish you would tell me what has happened.
Mother, I wish that you would.
Mother, I wish that you would tell me what has happened.
As you know, I was supposed to be inducted into my office at the DAR this afternoon. I stopped by Rubicamp's Business College, speak to your teachers about your having a cold, ask them about the kind of progress they thought you were making down there.
Oh.
Went to the typing instructor, introduced myself as your mother.
Let's go back, Mary. I want to see what happens. How did you like that moment that you had a second ago?
I never found it before, so that was great.
Excellent. Stay there. Stay there until you're forced out of it. So go back to relaxed. Go back to the pain of.
Do you think she would want her to see her cry, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because it's that bad. It's that bad. If the daughter who's never seen it before sees her daddy cry, what happens? She gets scared. Daddy, what's the matter, Daddy? And if the daddy can't talk because he keeps crying, Daddy, what's, because why? Because he's the protector. If Daddy's scared, there must be real trouble, right? So of course, you stay there, you be vulnerable. Because the more vulnerable, it humanizes Amanda for us, that we can see why and how the pain is there and so real, and it justifies her anger. I love the strong women in these plays. I don't care what you guys say. You know, I'm in love with Sister Aloysius. I'm in love with Amanda. Amanda's, you know, I see my grandmother in her. And she was married a long time, 50 years, but the strength of women in that time period, my God.
I know.
My God.
Yeah.
And she, my grandmother, she wore it underneath. Man, you didn't see it, but when you saw it, fireball. See those toes? It's physicalization right there. All right, here we go. As you know, just pick it up right there.
As you know, I was supposed to be inducted into my office at the DAR this afternoon. I stopped by Rubicamp's Business College on my way. Speak to your teachers about your having a cold.
Good, stay back, stay back. Let's not even look at her. I want you to instead, when you're talking, visualize and see yourself going into the college. Paint the picture for her so that she can watch you walking in. Because if she sees it, we'll see it. What did you do today?
Well, as you know, I was supposed to be inducted into my office at the DAR this afternoon. But I stopped by Rubicamp's Business College, speak to your teachers about your having a cold. Ask them about what kind of progress they thought you were making down there.
Oh.
I went to the typing instructor, introduced
Erin,
myself
you
as
stay
your
focused on
mother.
her.
She didn't know who you were. Wingfield, she said. We don't have any such student enrolled in this school. I assured her she did. She'd been going to that school since early in January. Oh, She said, I wonder if you could be
I
talking.
wonder, she said.
I wonder, she said, you could be talking about that terribly shy little girl that dropped out of school only after a few days' attendance. I said, no. My daughter Laura's been going to this school every day for the past 6 weeks.
Let's go back. No, I said. Laura, my daughter.
No, I said. Laura, my daughter's been going to this
Yeah.
school every day for the past 6 weeks. Excuse me, she said. Brought out her attendance book.
She took out
Took out her attendance book.
the attendance book.
The attendance book.
I'm sorry.
And there was
Excuse
your
me, she
names.
said. She took the attendance book out.
Excuse me, she said. She took the attendance book out. There was your name. Unmistakably printed. And all the dates you were absent till she decided you dropped out of school.
Until they decided.
Until they decided you dropped out of school. I still said no. There must be some mistake, some mix-up in your records.
I still said.
I still said
Now
no.
wait. Now this one's got an exclamation point.
I still said.
No, so I still said. Then,
I still said no.
yeah, fight for her.
There must be some mistake, some mix-up in your records. She said, I remember.
She said no.
She said no. I remember perfectly now.
I remember her perfect.
I remember her perfectly now. Her hand shook so she couldn't hit the right keys. And when we gave her her first speed test, why she practically broke down completely.
Say that line again. Couldn't understand you.
And when we gave her her first speed test,
The first time.
the first time we gave her the first time we gave her a speed test, why she broke down completely. Was sick at the stomach. Practically had to be carried to the washroom. After that day, she didn't show up anymore. We phoned the house. Never an answer. Suppose I was working at Farmers and Bar demonstrating all that.
Say that again. Now remember what this means.
I suppose I was
That's-
working at that
might be a nice.
Farmers and
That
Bar
might be a nice time to turn and look at her.
demonstrating all that.
Hold on. Slow down. So, when you're getting side coaching, I want you to try to listen and do, okay? The thing about the voice, we have to be so careful because if we get caught into a certain
Plateau.
sound,
Uh-huh.
it becomes annoying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by that? So when you bring her down, and it's almost like you're trying not to sound like that, and you bring the guttural truth of this, we're captivated by it. If it's too much of something to over and over, we start
It's
to
like
not
music,
believe
it has to, yeah.
Yeah, and if we don't believe it, then we sort of start to check out.
Yep.
Okay. So, pick it up from, we phoned the house but never got any answer. Then maybe make that a nice time to turn for the first time and deliver the next line on her.
We phoned the house. Never got an answer. I suppose that's when I was working at Farmers and Bar, demonstrating all. I
Good.
felt so weak I couldn't keep on my feet.
She indicates a brassiere with her hands.
Demonstrating all.
What does that mean? Did you miss that?
I did.
What does that mean?
She was
It's
selling herself.
super
in a way?
My
Demeaning
God,
to a
yes.
woman like that, yeah.
You're the lowest of the low to other women. You try on the bras so they don't have to. You're demonstrating. That's like cattle feed. Really? Suppose it's when I was doing that. That's probably when they tried to call me. While you're, why are you doing it? You've been saving the money? No, you're spending it on her school.
Basically prostituting herself.
Well, in her mind,
In
yeah.
her mind.
In her mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the lowest of the low, demeaning work. I mean, really. Think about that. Some rich lady comes through and makes you try on her bra. And then, nah, I'd like to try this one. I mean, really? I didn't even know they did that. That's crazy. And you don't need to do anything with your face. You just have to, you reference it with your hands and you remember. See, so yeah, that's it. So it's not some kind of thing you do with your face. It's a memory of the
hideousness of
yeah, what you were willing to do.
I suppose I was working at Farmers and Bar, demonstrating. I felt so weak I couldn't keep on my feet.
Okay, now it's O, exclamation point. I felt so weak I couldn't keep on my feet, exclamation point. Da-da-da, glass of water, exclamation point. A bunch of exclamation points now.
So back to, okay, pulling out of the,
Yeah.
I felt so weak I couldn't keep on my feet. I had to sit down while they got me a glass of water. $50 tuition. All our plans, my hopes and ambition for you just went right up the spout. Just went right up the spout like that. What are you doing?
I was just...
Laura, where have you been going when you gone on
All right,
pretending?
so we're gonna go back to this moment too. So I'm gonna tell you, you did a lot of work. It's so off that you gotta fix this stuff. I'm doing all the work for you now. You have to understand and ask yourself why every single, if there's a comma, why?
Here's a huge mistake. We used the script from online
Yeah.
and not,
Did you read,
written
but
play.
you read the play, yeah?
oh, I've seen it a lot. I didn't actually read
Got
the
it.
play.
So we gotta read the play. We gotta dig into the words. We gotta go, you know, if there's a different version, then you gotta hand me that version so I'm operating on the same thing you're operating off
Yeah.
of. Because
Yeah.
if you memorize a different line and I'm giving you this line, then it's like, oh, well, that's not helpful.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the case, actually. Maybe a lot of these lines are written differently slightly or something, I don't know.
Maybe slightly. No, but
Yeah, and how do we get to the version, you know?
the first edition.
I don't know. Whatever's like the one that was accepted
Yeah.
that we understand
Yeah.
to be the version, that's the one I
version,
want to
yeah.
work on.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the key, and all the stage direction's not in yours then?
There are some,
There's-
but
I know I'm supposed to walk to the phonograph, but we couldn't understand a motive for her to walk over there for
Yeah,
this line.
right, right.
So that's why I couldn't
So this
figure
is
out
what's
the
so
motive.
important. This is, and maybe it's not in yours. I don't know. There's such a difference between what you did and this. Gone up the spout, just gone up the spout like that. Laura draws a long breath and gets awkwardly to her feet. It's slow.
Okay.
You're a kid. It's like you know, I got a lot of kids now, so I got a 4-year-old. I can use my 4-year-old example. You know, let's pretend like he hit his little brother, and I'm like, you know, we don't do that. You don't do that. And you understand all that, right? You get that we shouldn't do that. And then, you know, and then eventually he's like, can we play outside?
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like that a little.
Okay.
Like, you know, you listen, you take a breath, and then you're awkwardly kind of just like, well, I guess our fight's over, right? I think that's what's happening here.
Yeah.
I think.
I
don't
saw
know.
it more as like we changed it to the glass menagerie because she's trying to escape from the moment. It's too much for her, and that's her escape. And so she's like, I almost want a moment of happiness while
She crosses to the Victrola and
it's
winds
supposed
it
to be
up.
that.
And somehow that was awkward during our rehearsal.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. We do not change Tennessee Williams.
Sorry. You're going to see it. Yeah, we changed him a little bit.
We don't add red to the Mona Lisa. It's, instead, we say, I feel awkward. Why? Why am I not worthy to do the play? And how do I go back and figure out how I can make this the most amazing choice anyone's ever made? Because probably it was written very specifically for a reason. Sometimes these playwrights get so frustrated with actors that they detail every moment. So you're like, hey, if you freaking rush my writing, you're gonna effing ruin it. So I'll just tell you exactly what to do. And when they do that for you, you must listen. It doesn't mean you have to do it like exact, but you have to at least stop and ask the question why.
Okay.
So let me ask you, what's the Victrola to her? What's the Victrola to the two of them?
It's
What does it
where
represent?
her father, her father's records.
Okay. Is it mentioned?
It's coming up.
Is it mentioned earlier?
No.
When it comes up, what do we know? What do they say?
I say, eternally play those worn-out phonograph records your father left as a painful reminder of him. Is that what we're going to do with the rest of our lives, like that?
Mm.
Going to play those old records?
Mm. Do you think that's always your perspective? Well, how do you think? What do you?
Well, she's probably still loves him and hates him, depending.
What's Amanda's attachment to music, do you think? Or attachment to these records?
Reminders of him when
Yeah.
they were
So why does she
dancing
keep
and he
them?
was being charming and
So why does
dancing
she keep
around.
them? Why does she keep them?
He might come back.
Okay. Why else?
She likes to pretend that things are good,
Yeah.
like they used
So
to
when
be.
she pretends like things are good, maybe she plays the music. So maybe Laura's trying to
Emulate that.
emulate that for you to try to get you out of the funk, and then you say
Now you're a genius.
no. Now, that's my best guess from asking you these
That makes
questions.
sense.
Right, it does make sense, and I think it's our best option as to why we get up. But more importantly, what I've done for you is I'm not trying to give you a fish, I'm trying to teach you how to fish. You just keep asking questions. You don't go to easiest answer or how can we solve it without having to battle with the thing that we're struggling with. We go to, screw you, Tennessee Williams, why the heck did you write this? And then you try harder and you try to get to an answer that you can possibly make sense out of it. And then you go, all right, let's start over. Where's the husband mentioned in the script? Let's go to all those places. Where are the records? Let's go to all those places. What facts can we find that can back up our theory of the case? You do that work. Once you have one, hey, this is our best answer and we can back up our best answer. It may be wrong, but man, we tried as our best answer. And then if someone enlightens you of the new better answer, you just say thank you and you accept it and you get happy about that. And that's what you do with all of these moments. And I don't know, some of them are probably in your play also that you just sort of skipped over. And then, maybe some of
We
them
just
are
kind
not.
of felt it
Yeah.
rather than let him tell us.
Yeah, and more importantly, when he tells you each time, it's more important that you ask the why. She pulls off her gloves. No, she pulls off her gloves slowly and lets them fall to the ground. What does that tell me about my character? What does that tell me about the moment? How do I really internalize that? What is he asking of me to present? Then you do it your own way with that information in mind. And so the way that you pull off your gloves will be yours because you're your own person. And that's how it goes throughout. That's the work, and you go beat by beat, little things, beat by beat, beat by beat, beat by beat. I worked on the what was it, Bri, your last play? No, the other one. Your last one. The Barefoot in the Park. We worked on Barefoot in the Park. Neil Simon. Comedy. It's Neil Simon. Neil Simon's like Tennessee Williams, old school, tells you what to do. Man, when we dug into the absolute minute, just tiniest little details, the play exploded. The humor, everything was just off the chain. And before that, it was like, it's pretty good. And there's two good actors, have been working on it for a while, but when we really dug in, it's like, this is what it's supposed to be and why. All right, let me see what time we're at. We're there. All right, so questions for me.
Can we run off that copy? Do you have a copy machine?
You can take it with you tonight.
Then we can.
Okay.
You can
yeah,
take it with
then
you.
we can work on
Yeah.
less feeling, more incorporating what he wrote.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Grab two chairs and just put them right out here.
Do you need help? Thank you.
Yes, please. First masterclass for both of you.
Yes.
I'm excited for you. How you feeling?
Really excited.
Yeah, excited
I mean,
to see.
so many things are uncovered.
Yeah, so much, and excited to see what the stage directions actually add to the feel of the play.
Let's go one at a time. Mary, we'll start with you. Quiet, please.
I guess taking off all these layers of the character and finding moments of her kind of introspection of her life, and then keeping the variety, thinking of how desperate she's on the edge, like, which is making her the villain. And just much deeper, many more layers than I've been working.
Yeah. I think I know we discussed some things in the lobby that one night.
Yeah.
I think I used this analogy, but if maybe I didn't. Why does the bully hit?
Mm-hmm. Because they're afraid.
And because they got hit.
Mm-hmm.
Usually they've got pain at home and they act out at school.
Yeah.
So if we don't get to the core of these characters that we're looking at surface and judging them and calling them nasty, well, you try being in one of these characters' shoes and see how you do.
I was hoping that you had encouraged me to be more vicious.
Yes,
And
I still want that.
not show
I
the
still want that,
Okay.
but there's many ways
There's
to
still
play
some-
vicious.
Mm-hmm.
And vicious is a thought life.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the sound of, it's not a show. It's what are you thinking? And when you have real thoughts connected to something that's hurtful or nasty or whatever, then you could say it doesn't matter what words come out, we'll feel it, okay? And the challenge of Amanda is she's become such an iconic character that every woman wants to play, that every woman wants to get to a place where they get to play this character. And it's been done a few times, and there is an impulse or sometimes like we go to a place of caricature with her.
Right. One-dimensional, which is not
yes.
interesting.
And I believe you can be the most interesting, the best Amanda Wingfield who's ever played Amanda Wingfield, but you must play her real. Never let that tone of voice come out. there's an accent. The accent is alone. It's its own thing. But you don't ever want to force something that, like, don't force it. It doesn't
Right.
need it.
Right.
It's like that might have been one person's of how their accent sounded, but it's the accent plus the emotional grounding of the moment combination, and then it comes out how it comes out. So the accent must be correct, absolutely. Where's your accent?
Oh, that's actually something we talked about. So Laura doesn't have one. We were looking into the history of the characters, and the truth is she's not even from the South. The person it's based off of.
Edwina Williams, the mother.
Yeah, is not even from the South. She just pretends that she's from the South.
She created her own persona to get a husband.
So
She's
where are
from
we living?
Ohio,
Where are we living now?
St. Louis, Missouri.
That's where this is taking
But she
place?
talks about Blue Mountain in Mississippi. They did live in Mississippi, and that's
Wow.
where she kind
That's
of came
southern.
up with all.
Yeah.
But we were thinking Laura wouldn't.
Does it
have an
say?
accent.
It says in the play that she made up the accent?
No, it says in the background of the characters that they're based off of. So we thought about playing into it.
So Tennessee Williams wrote that, though,
Yeah.
to be clear?
Yeah, it's based off of his life.
His mother, Edwina, and sister Rose.
Yeah.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
That's who they are.
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah, as a version of them. Yeah. Interesting.
So we thought we would integrate some of that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's perfectly fine. It doesn't change what I'm saying. So even that accent, if she's created it, she has it. Right? It's the guttural truthfulness that's underneath whatever you're saying that matters the most. Without truth, we have nothing.
Do you think Laura should have an accent?
I don't know. I haven't.
St. Louis, Missouri.
I mean, a St. Louis, Missouri accent is my actual accent
How's
because I'm
it
from
sound?
Kansas City.
How's it sound, Missouri?
What I'm talking like right now. That's what an accent
Missouri.
is.
People who
Missouri.
are from Missouri say Missouri,
Missouri.
right?
Well, I mean, if you're in the Ozarks, but St. Louis is still a big city where they don't have that much of an accent.
Fancy city.
Missouri is the Ozarks.
All right. Well, because it's also, you also think about time period too.
Yeah.
You know, so it's the thing about when we talk, the difference between Ozarks and the big city now is much different than then.
Okay.
So, and I don't know she has an accent, but I don't know she doesn't. Like, you know,
Okay.
we're just asking questions that, you know, I'm not telling you one way or the other.
I did start with an accent, and then we found out that information about the Southern Belle being fake, and we were like, let's roll with it that everyone else is normal with a normal voice in the family except for
An exaggerated then
Yeah.
accent, because she's putting it on.
Yeah, but isn't it? I mean, it's permanent though, right?
Yeah.
So it's.
Yeah.
I don't. It may be exaggerated at times, at moments,
Times.
but
Maybe it's dropped sometimes too.
or it's effortless because she's become that. I have some friends who are very good at voiceover, and what they do is they change their voice. They work on their voice, and they change their voice, and maybe it's this voice, and before you know it, this is how they talk in real life.
You mean
Everyday
Austin Butler?
conversations.
Elvis.
Oh.
The guy who played Elvis, who was
Yeah.
doing the Elvis voice, and now he has it permanently.
Oh, he does?
Austin Butler.
Makes sense. It happens. It happens. So if this is a caricature or a character that she's put on, but she lives it,
She believes it.
she believes it. It doesn't.
It's natural.
She never goes in and out of it.
Right.
Then it is just. It's the same as having the accent. There may be moments that are off or wrong because she learned it wrong or something. I don't know, but that's really
That's
specific.
getting pretty deep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Where are you at?
I'm definitely gonna. I feel like I said earlier, it's hard to be a quieter character but still project.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm definitely gonna work more on doing that. before the next performance, because I feel like sometimes when you're a quiet character and you're trying to project, the words kind of come off a little not real.
So go to the emotion of the quiet, practice stage whisper.
Okay.
Because when you whisper on stage, called the stage whisper, you have to be just as loud as when you talk.
Yeah.
Right? And so the only places you're allowed to be quiet are the two places, one for you and one for you, that say almost inaudibly.
Yeah.
So then if I was like, voice, you'd be like, he says inaudibly, and I'll be like, all right, fine. But other than that, I think Tennessee Williams wants us to hear all of his words that he wrote down.
Yeah.
He seems like an OCD guy like me.
Even if I don't have that many words.
That's right. That's right. But what do you have in that regard then, right? So that's a really interesting actor challenge, and we do get to more of your words here coming up. We could even start from the middle maybe tomorrow. We'll find out. But everything that happens with her is dependent upon you.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to play a powerful I don't know, like a powerful abusive man, and the actress just chooses not to be scared, because I'm not really going to hit her. It's fake. If she chooses not to be scared, then like it ruins it, right? We believe what you believe. That's why I said there's certain times when like we want to tell our audience exactly what to do, which means if you move, you better be telling the audience, stop listening to me talk and watch me move, because that's the most important thing right now. That's why I'm moving. If you don't want the audience to not hear what you're saying, then you better not be moving. And there are times when you'll be feeling, and then we'll go check in with her, and then we're interested in how your feeling is affecting her, and then we're interested in how that's affecting her, and we go back and forth as an audience member. It's like cameras, right? Like if I'm watching a movie, I'm just going like this, you know, and I'm picking who I'm going to look at. You two tell me where to look. That's what happens. That's why we can't be too distracting. Like if she's having a moment and you're moving, then it's like, I don't know where to look. But if she's having a moment and you're completely, like the only thing you're interested in is her, I go like this and I go, oh, that's where I'm supposed to look.
Okay.
That's what happens.